Our story with IG, a young man accused of killing his girlfriend, Maren, and the press chases him everywhere to get any statement about the crime. His brother, Terry, his father, and his mother are helping him. His friend, Lee, came and told him that the lab in charge of the DNA samples of Maren's body has burned down in the morning, and all the samples were destroyed. And this is a disaster for him because there is no evidence of his innocence anymore. IG went to the treehouse where he always met Maren and the same place she was killed. The inhabitants of the city are coming to pray for the spirit of Maren, and IG still hiding in the house until the people of the city leave. And then he comes down while he's so nervous. It begins to break down religious symbols that contain the spirit of Maren. And Glenna, his girlfriend, came to try to calm him down. And he wakes up the next day, and she is a jumbo, and feels that something is wrong with his brain. And he looks in the mirror, and finds horns coming out of his head. And he goes to ask her if she sees something strange in him. And she says she sees centuries and doesn't make a difference to her. She asks him if she can eat all the donuts in front of her. And Glenna starts eating them very quickly. And she's in pain because of the donuts he's tired of, and she's still eating. She's going to eat them because she wants her body to be big because no one loves her or wants to be with her. He goes to Dr. Reynolds' clinic to find a solution in the horns on his head. And he takes a piece of paper to fill out his data from the reception. He sits next to a woman. Her daughter makes noise and says that she wants to hit her daughter, or her daughter can be left in the clinic, divorce her husband and escape with her boyfriend, and take his opinion on doing so. So he is afraid of her, and he will deliver his data paper to the lady in the reception. But the receptionist says she wants to raise her voice to the girl's annoying mother. IG agrees with what the receptionist said, and she screams at the mother and insults her. The mother got nervous, and IG tries to hold her hand and prevent her from getting nervous. So he sees moments of her life like betraying her husband, and her daughter's high noise continues at home. And he finds the little girl telling him that she wishes to burn her mother and her house. And IG doesn't understand why all people say their secrets so easily. But Dr. Reynolds comes in and asks him what your problem is. And he asks him how he doesn't see anything strange in my head. The doctor replied that he had seen his horns, but as soon as he looked elsewhere, he forgot that they existed. He says he wants a relationship with his daughter's girlfriend and can't forget her. IG orders the removal of these horns in any way. The doctor agrees and gives him anesthetic until he removes the horns from his head. IG wakes up from the drug he took and finds that his horns are the same, and there is no hope that he will get rid of them. He goes rushing to the church priest and asks him if there is any way to get rid of these centuries. He tells him that these horns are his business because of the killing of an innocent girl, and if the best solution is to go to the place where Maren died, so he can hang himself and save the flag from his evil, and finds that there is no use of the priest and goes to his friend Lee to find a solution in these centuries. But he says, I don't understand what you're talking about, and there's nothing weird in your head. IG guesses that centuries are not seen by good people, so he leaves Lee and goes to his mother, who when she sees him, says she can't see him like this, and she hopes he leaves, so she doesn't see him again, and that she doesn't even hear his voice and wishes that he would go out of her sight for the rest of her life, so she can be happy again. IG decides to take advantage of his horns and to look for the killer himself. And he was able to get rid of the press that haunts him by telling them they're fighting together, and who wins will have an exclusive interview with him. He made them beat each other up until he entered the president's bar where he always sat, and asks those present that anyone who has information can help him say it immediately. One of the people who is sitting says that he knows who is the new witness in the case, and she is the waitress of the restaurant because she is the last one she saw with Maren before she died. And he remembers that the last time he was with Maren in the restaurant was to offer her the marriage, but she said that she wants to leave him and travel, and that she does not want to continue with him, and that he deserves the best, and that he must know someone else because she no more loves him. At that time, IG lost his temper and quarreled with her, because he thought she wanted to leave him to someone else. He meets his brother Terry as he leaves the restaurant, and that happens in front of the waitress and the restaurant owner. IG moves to the restaurant where he was and meets with the waitress, the new witness in the case. He asked her what she told the police, and she told him that she lied and created a false story about him and Maren, because she wants her image to be presented in all newspapers and magazines, and she wants to be famous, even if she's lying. He leaves her and goes to the casino where his brother plays Terry. He told him that the waitress would testify in court, falsely because she wanted to be famous. And you want to be known in any way. Terry assures him that he knows the waitress is a liar because Maren went with him the day she died. But IG doesn't know that and forces his brother to say what he knows. They said he was the one who took her home and tried to harass her on the way. But she ordered him to stop the car, and I went down to the forest. Tell her he's waiting for her in the car until she gets back. But he went to sleep and woke up the next day. He found a rock with blood on it. and he went down to the tree house and found Mirren dead underneath him, and left her and ran away. He threw his clothes and rock into the water, and IG keeps beating his brother Terry until the police come and arrest him, because he crossed the city limits and this is forbidden for him. He is thrown in prison for the next day, until Lee comes and gets him out of prison, and IG tells him all that happened and that he used his horns to make Terry admit everything. And IG notes that Lee wears a cross chain from Mirren and asks him why he has this chain with him, and tell him that there are many things that he doesn't know about Mirren, and that she loved him, and he was guessing that Lee was the one Mirren would run away with. That's why she wanted to leave him. He found his only friend was a traitor too, and IG finds an abandoned place and tries to get rid of the horns on his head. But he discovered that he could control the snakes around him. He decided to take revenge in his own way against anyone involved in Mirren's death, the first of which was the waitress. Makes snakes attack her while she is in the car and disfigures her faces. He leaves her and goes to his brother Terry's house and starts blaming him for what he issued against Mirren, and he didn't even try to save her life. He goes to meet his friend Lee, and they quarrel together because he hid his relationship with Mirren. But IG accidentally pulled the chain around Lee's neck as they quarrel, and all of a sudden, Lee sees the horns in IG's head, and IG understands that the cross was what prevented Lee from seeing the centuries, and tell him the truth and order him to tell him all that he knows. Lee says he didn't mean to kill her, and that he was outside the restaurant, and he walked behind Terry's car when he knew Mirren was with him, and he went after her and thought that Mirren loved him, but she told him that she doesn't like him, and will never love anyone like IG. And this is what provoked him, and made him rape her, and then he hit her with a rock and let her die. Lee managed to hit IG, put him in his car as well, and set him on fire to kill him, and driving his car and jumping in the sea in front of him, and telling the police that IG committed suicide because of his feeling of regret. And IG family hears the news and his brother who is in the hospital. You come tonight. IG comes out of the sea, and he's surprised how he's not dead, but he guesses that this is a new talent for the centuries he has. He looks at Mirren's house, looks half-burned, meets Mirren's father, and tells him he knows who the real killer is, and he won't let him go until he takes revenge for killing Mirren. IG tries to give the chain to Mirren's father, but her father tells him he needs it more than he does. IG wears a chain and returns to the natural shape it was. He goes to the tree house and uses the key to open the safe in this place, and he finds a message from Mirren saying that she knows that he will ask her for marriage soon, and she hopes to accept the marriage, but she knew that she has cancer, like her dead mother, and she decided to leave him, so he doesn't get attached to anyone. He's going to die soon, and you won't love anyone like him. And he goes to Lee's house, which doesn't remember anything from their last confrontation, because horns make the person who admits not remember that he confessed. And IG goes with Lee to the tree house, and IG asks him to confess to killing Mirren in front of the officer, which Terry brought with him to confess in front of him. But Lee can attack the officer and take the gun from him, and shoot Terry's leg and threaten IG with her. And IG is forced to remove the Mirren chain from his neck, turning into a strange creature like the devil. He wasn't even affected by gunshots, and he was able to lift Lee from his horns, and it falls and the snakes kill it and die. And AIG died in the hands of his brother Terry, and it turns into ashes.